Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RAMBOMANIA. It's time for Creed. Finally. Oh my goodness. Getting to this one a little bit late, but a little bit late is better than never. I just got swept up in work is pretty much why it's late. I got to go to the Creed, the first screening of Creed down here at the Guzzo, and it was amazing. It just did not disappoint. It was everything I thought it was going to be and more. Just blew me out of the water. I got calls to go see this with many people, with Cornell, with Raz, with Sharma, with Mr. Georgianis, many, and it just came down to my work schedule. I knew I was going to have to work right after seeing it, so I kind of played it close to the chest. In the end, Cornell couldn't come out, and I ended up going with my buddy Raz and my buddy Sharma. And Raz ended up getting a flat, so I had to meet him there. And I had to meet Sharma there as well. And you know what? It was just the bee's knees. I didn't have to worry about being tired at work afterwards because I was just so pumped after watching this movie. Work was a breeze. And talking to people at work about it, everyone was just, wow. And pretty much since the buzz has been really good on this film, and all the reviews have been really positive. I don't think I've seen one bad review yet. Everyone's saying that Sly is up for Oscar or Best Supporting Actor. And I don't mean Snap's Provolone Oscar. I don't mean he'll be returning to that Oscar. I'm talking about an Oscar like the original Rocky. I'm talking about Oscar nominations. This is going to be, wow. Wow, I think his only big competition might be DiCaprio and his movie, The Revenant. Anyway, just so many things I loved about this movie. I loved how it went the distance like the other ones. Now we have like 3 Rocky movies with the distance as the big thing. And I'm saying this as Rocky movie because even though this is Creed, it really does feel like a Rocky movie. Like maybe the first half an hour feels like Creed's own movie, but I think at the 16-minute mark you see Rocky pop up on screen, and just from then on in it grips you more of like a Rocky movie. I really like that there was 7 fights in this movie, and they show majority of the fights. They really kind of go that Rocky 3 way of showing almost all the fights, except for like the last fight was the last fight they did a montage for. I loved the realism. It was really real world. It felt like a Rocky movie in the real world. It kind of felt like they left the PG-13 behind. You know what I'm saying? It kind of stepped out of movie mode and into the real world. It didn't feel like you were watching a fictitious movie, should I say. So the realism was really good, like right down to, it was a very adult Rocky movie. There was very much themes here. There was, people weren't afraid to cuss. It was probably the first time I think I've seen Rocky cuss in a movie. So that was really cool. I loved how Rocky was really broken and talking to himself and really going that way of he's lost so many friends and he's so alone that he talks to himself constantly. I love the last round and the music going into the last round, how they really pump up that those Rocky themes. There's 2 of them, and yeah, it just kind of felt more like a Rocky 7 than a Creed. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. But yeah, I love how it went the distance, and like the respects paid at the end of the movie, and it was just wow. It was wow. You know, like when we saw it, the crowd was just going crazy. As soon as they started playing that Rocky music at the end, just like when I went to see Rocky Balboa, the crowd went nuts. And what I loved was the crowd that we were watching this with really paid the appreciation. You could really tell that the movie won the crowd over. Sly was so charming in his portrayal this time around. It just, it was just amazing. And to see Felicia Rashad, you know, playing Marianne Creed was, wow. She just, you know, she just breaks your heart. She's just, wow. She just really brings in that era of real. That realness to it. I love how she was saying that, you know, she had to wipe Apollo's ass because his hands couldn't work. He couldn't, you know, he couldn't take a dump properly. The score here is beautiful. What they do with just the old highlighted songs and the new songs and the new score and the new theme and the binaural music, it was really, really beautiful to see binaural tone in a Rocky movie. I really loved seeing the Rocky V sweater again, you know. That was really, 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 really cool to kind of see, you know, Rocky's new fashion and some of those old things that snuck in. And I really loved the sneak in of the Rocky III fight, you know, when the ending fight, the ding, the behind closed doors battle. I really loved how they, you know, addressed that. You know, Apollo won that fight. There's just so many things I love about this movie. I'm probably taking it away from the review, actually. So, but we're gonna go step by step through the whole movie. I think one of the themes I think that really hit me hard too was the Sage Stallone scene, the Sage cameo in the photo. That made me cry. I cried a bunch of times, but seeing Sly so broken in that scene just brought me to tears. It just completely brought me to tears. Really, really just floored me. You know, I can remember a time around the time Rocky V came out, and Sage had that interview where he's saying that, you know, his dad tried to teach him, you know, to lift weights and to kind of have that fighting mentality, and he never took to it. And to hear Sly deliver that line, that, you know, I tried teaching him to fight, but it's just something he wouldn't take to. That broke my heart. And seeing Sly break down in that scene, where he kind of, I just don't know how to describe it the right way. It was just so. It was such a deep and haunting scene to see. There's many scenes like that in this movie. Sly, you know, at times really brings in the Mickey aspect of it, the Mickey Goldmill. And I can't wait to see if this movie spawns the Mickey Goldmill prequel. Can you imagine Stallone directing that now? I would love to see Sly direct a time piece like the Mickey Goldmill story. I would love to see him do a Mighty Mick. You know, go back in time to the 50s, maybe to the 40s, 50s, and 60s. I would really love to see Sly do a time era piece like that. And also this Drago thing. It would be, oh my god. It's a pretty interesting script, and we're going to be going into that a little later on. But wow, I'm just bantering on and on here. But I'm loving this new Creed whole, you know, I love this whole, you know, Rocky universe that's coming forth, you know. And now that we have confirmed 3 Creed films, a Creed trilogy, and it's looking like Mighty Mick's coming, and it's looking like Drago could be coming. So it's really nice to see that we have these 2 trilogies of Rocky films. and these new two trilogies or three trilogies, separate trilogies unfolding. I'm really curious to see how this plays out in the future and how Sly is going to pass the torch on to the next generations. So tonight we're going to do a review of Creed. I hope you're ready for spoilers, if those spoilers weren't enough, but I had more, but I'm going to save them for the review. We're going to go step by step from the beginning to the end of the film, as much as I can remember. We're going to do it all. So, with that, I'm going to turn it over, and we are going to begin our review of Creed. Creed! Come on, Creed! Come on! I'm just telling you now. Oh, if you have any reservations of thinking that, this is not a worthy Rocky movie or a worthy movie just because Rocky's not fighting in it, if you're going to pussy out and go that way of Rocky V mentality, I'm just telling you right now, this is some heavy duty material. This is not just for the diehard fan, not just for, a Rocky fan in general. This is epic cinema. This is something that you should see. And you should definitely see it in the cinema, because I really loved how they played out the audio video. There's a lot of great one-take shots. This is a contender for Movie of the Year. This is definitely this is something not to be missed, and you should definitely see it in its natural habitat, the cinema. You should definitely see it on the big screen. So with that, let's turn it over to our review of Creed. Ryan Coogler's Creed, starring Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone, going one more round as Rocky Balboa. And I just want to tip my hat and say that Rocky V is one of my top 3 probably favorite Rocky movies. So I wasn't crapping on Rocky V. And I even like the director's cut, the John G. Avildsen cut, better than the movie. So anyway, this one's for Camille, this one's for you. So here we go. Here is Rocky VII review, aka Creed. And all you at home, thanks for watching. Couldn't have done this without you, You at home, you make all the difference. Thank you for joining us down this long road that is RAMBOMANIA. Here we go. Oh, and I just want to finish off my story about saying that we sat down to watch the movie, me, Pushin, and Raz, and Michael Georgianis was beside us, so telepathically, he knew how to get there. It was awesome to watch it with him. He's such a great Sly fan, great member of the family, and a great friend. And now all I gotta do is go back and see it with Cornell and my girlfriend. But enough of me blabbering on and on and on and on and on, because I can do that for days sometimes. And look, 15 minutes and I haven't even started the review yet, so let's get to it, man. This is it, man! As Creed would say. This is it. Buckle up. You're in for a bumpy ride.